Welcome to Unleash Your English. What if you could learn English while you sleep? Yes, while your eyes are closed and your body rests, your brain keeps working. Sounds too good to be true? But many learners, just like you, are discovering that sleep learning is real and powerful. In this video, I'll show you how I used bedtime English to grow my speaking, listening, and confidence, all while lying in bed. Backhand index pointing right. Do you ever feel too tired to study at night? Comment below. I used to feel the same. Chapter 1. I was tired but wanted to learn. At the end of the day, I was always tired. My body wanted rest. My eyes wanted to close. My brain said, no more learning today. But my heart still wanted to learn English. I still had that small hope inside me. Maybe you know that feeling too. You finish work, or school, or house chores. The day is over. You lie in bed. But something inside says, I didn't practice today. You feel a little sad, a little guilty. You want to improve, but your energy is gone. That's exactly how I felt many nights. I used to say, I'll learn tomorrow. I'm too tired today. But tomorrow came, and I was tired again. This happened again and again. Days passed, and I didn't make progress. I started to think, maybe I'm just lazy. Maybe I don't have enough willpower. But deep inside, I knew that wasn't true. I wasn't lazy. I was just tired. And tired people also want to grow. They just need a different way. That's when I asked myself a question. What if I could learn English without using energy? What if I could learn while doing nothing? What if I could learn while sleeping? At first, this idea sounded strange. Learn in my sleep? Really? But I was curious. I began to search. I read stories. I watched videos. I saw other people trying it. They played English audio before bed. They listened to simple sentences while lying down. And they said it helped. Their brain remembered words without effort. That gave me hope. I thought, if they can try, why not me? So one night, I decided to try it. I didn't study. I didn't open a book. I just chose a calm English story and pressed play. I closed my eyes. I let the voice play slowly, softly. At first, my mind wandered. I didn't understand every word. But I didn't worry. I just listened. And then, I slept. That was all. The next morning, something small but powerful happened. I woke up with a sentence in my mind. A very simple one. This is a book. I didn't study it. I didn't repeat it 10 times. But it stayed with me. It was like my brain picked it up during sleep and saved it. That small moment gave me motivation. I smiled. It felt like magic. But maybe it wasn't magic. Maybe it was just the brain doing what it always does. Listening, learning, remembering, even while we rest. After that night, I started doing it more. I didn't expect fast results. I didn't think I would become fluent in 1 week. But I felt something changing. My fear of English went down. My ears became more used to the sound of English. My brain stopped saying, this is hard. Instead, it said, I've heard this before. And that made a big difference. Sleep learning didn't replace my speaking or reading practice. But it became my helper. My soft, silent helper at night. When I was too tired to talk, English still talked to me. When I had no energy to read, I could still listen. And every night, I felt I was doing something good, something small, but real for my English. So if you feel tired at night, it's okay. You don't need to feel guilty. You don't need to study with full power. Just play a calm English audio. Close your eyes. Relax. Let your brain do the work in silence. Let English enter your dreams. Because sleep is not the end of learning. It's the beginning of a peaceful way to grow. I used to think, I can't learn when I'm tired. But now I know, I can. I just need a gentle way, a slow way, a soft voice that says, you can still learn, even when you rest. And so can you. Chapter 2. How Sleep Helps Your Brain Learn. When I was younger, I thought sleep was just sleep. You lie down. You close your eyes. You rest. That's it. But now, I understand something amazing. Sleep is not just for rest. It's also for remembering. Yes, while your body sleeps, your brain is still working. It is like a quiet little worker who organizes everything you learn during the day. It takes your memories, your thoughts, your feelings, and it puts them in the right place. And that includes English. I didn't know this before, but one day, I read something very interesting. It said, when you sleep, your brain strengthens new connections. I read it again and again. It made me think, does that mean if I listen to English before or during sleep, my brain will remember it better? I was so curious. I didn't understand the science deeply, but I understood the feeling. Maybe my sleep could help me learn. So I kept reading in simple English. I found out that there are different stages of sleep. In one stage, your brain is very active. It is dreaming, replaying, connecting things. And in another stage, your brain is organizing, saving information, like files on a computer. These moments are very powerful for learning, especially if your brain heard the same thing again and again, like simple English sentences. I remembered my own experience. After I listened to English at night, even when I didn't try to remember anything, some words stayed with me. Not because I forced them, but because my brain accepted them in a calm, natural way. It felt different from reading a long list of words in the day. It was softer. It felt like planting seeds in the night, seeds that grow while you sleep. Many people think learning must be hard. You must sit down, take notes, do exercises, memorize long rules. Yes, that's one way. But it's not the only way. Your brain also learns through calm, slow repetition. That's why children learn so well. They hear the same words every day. They don't even try, but they remember. Sleep learning is a bit like that. It's natural. It's slow, but it's powerful. I learned that the brain loves patterns, and when you sleep, it can focus on those patterns without stress. There are no distractions, no phone, no messages, just you in English. Your ears are still open when you sleep. Not wide open, but soft open. They can still catch sounds, especially if those sounds are peaceful and slow. So if you play gentle English at night, stories, phrases, affirmations, your brain starts to accept them. Slowly, silently, deeply. One night, I listened to this sentence, English is easy when I relax. It repeated again and again. I didn't try to memorize it. I just let it play. The next day, I was brushing my teeth, and that sentence came to me. English is easy when I relax. I smiled. It didn't feel like study. It felt like a message from my sleeping mind, a gift from my dreams. That's when I knew sleep is not just for rest. It's for language too. It's the secret place where your brain can become a better listener, a better learner, a better speaker. Not because you are working harder, but because you are learning smarter. And the best part? You don't need to understand every word. You just need to listen with your heart. Let the words wash over you like soft rain. Even if you only understand a little, that little goes deep. Your brain is like a sponge, a peaceful sponge. And when you sleep, it soaks up language without fear, without pressure. So now, Every night, I don't worry about being perfect. I don't worry if I'm tired. I just play a slow English story. I let it repeat. I let my brain do what it knows how to do. And little by little, I grow. If you ever feel like you're not learning fast, try this. Sleep and learn. Give your brain the space it needs to remember with love, not force. You will be surprised how much you can absorb with your eyes closed. Chapter 3. My first night listening to English in bed. I still remember that night. The day had been long. My body was tired. My eyes were heavy. I had no energy left to read or write or speak. But my heart still whispered, "Don't give up today." I looked at the clock. It was late. Too late for study. But I wanted to do something. Just one small thing for my English. I didn't want the day to end with nothing. So I picked up my phone. I searched for something simple. A slow English voice, a soft story, anything that felt calm. I found a short sleep English video. The title said, "Listen and relax. Learn while sleeping." I smiled. It was like it was made for me. I put on my earphones. I pressed play. I lay down, pulled the blanket over my shoulders, and closed my eyes. At first, I didn't know what to expect. Would I feel silly? Would it disturb my sleep? Would my brain even care about these words? But I didn't let those questions stop me. I told myself, just try. No pressure. The voice in the audio was kind and slow. It said things like, "You are calm now. You are learning. English is your friend. You can speak English with peace." The words were so soft, so warm, like someone was sitting next to me, speaking gently into the quiet night. I didn't have to repeat. I didn't have to answer. I just had to listen. And listen I did. As the voice continued, something strange happened. My body relaxed more. My breath slowed down. I wasn't thinking about grammar or vocabulary or mistakes. I was just listening. Not with stress, not with fear, but with comfort. The sentences came again and again. You are learning. You are growing. English lives inside you. These were not hard lessons. These were gifts. Gentle gifts I received as I fell into sleep. I didn't feel like a student. I felt like a child hearing a bedtime story. Not to remember, not to study, just to feel safe and loved. I don't remember when I fell asleep. The voice kept playing. I slept with the words. And in the morning, something surprised me. I woke up, and the room was bright. I stretched. I smiled. And in my mind, without effort, a sentence came. English is your friend. I didn't plan it. I didn't force it. It was just there, like a message from the night. I sat up. I said it out loud. English is my friend. It felt good. It felt natural. That was the moment I knew. Something small had changed inside me. After that first night, I started doing it more. Not because I had to, but because I wanted to. Each night became a moment of peace, a moment of learning, a moment for me. Even on days when I was busy, even when I was tired, even when I didn't understand everything, I still listened. And each time, I felt a little stronger, a little braver, a little closer to fluency, even if I was asleep. Some people asked me, "Do you really believe it works?" And I said, I don't believe. I feel it working. Because learning is not always loud. It's not always fast. Sometimes it's slow and quiet. Like water dropping on stone, not breaking it, but shaping it. That's how sleep learning felt for me. Not a big change in one night, but a soft change over many nights. And that change became part of me. Now, when I lie in bed, I don't feel guilty. I don't feel like I'm wasting time. I feel proud. I press play. I close my eyes, And I know my brain is listening. My brain is helping me. Even when I rest, I rise. If this is your first night trying sleep English, don't worry if it feels strange. Don't worry if you don't understand every word. Just relax. Just listen. Just let the words be music. Let them float around you like a soft wind. Let your brain hear them. Let your heart accept them. And let your sleep become part of your English journey. This was my first night, and it was the first step into a new way of learning, a peaceful, powerful way. A way you can start tonight. Chapter 4. What to listen to while you sleep. After my first night of listening to English while sleeping, I felt excited. I wanted to do it again. But this time, I had a question. A simple question. What should I listen to? There are so many English videos. Long lessons. Fast conversations. Grammar explanations. News stories. Songs. Podcasts. But at night, I didn't want anything fast. I didn't want anything loud. I didn't want to feel stress. I wanted something that felt like a soft hand holding mine. Something that didn't scare me. Something that helped me fall asleep, not wake me up. And so, I started searching for the right kind of English. I tried listening to fast English conversations at first, but they were too noisy. My brain didn't rest. I stayed awake, trying to understand every word. That was not sleep learning. That was just tired learning. Then I tried grammar videos. The voice was clear, but the words were hard. My brain was confused, and I couldn't sleep. I understood something important that night. Sleep learning must be soft, slow, and simple. It should feel like a bedtime story, not like a test. So I started looking for peaceful English. I typed words like slow English, easy listening, bedtime English story. And then I found it. A small video where the person spoke slowly, clearly, and kindly. The voice was soft. The music was gentle. The sentences were easy. I wake up. I brush my teeth. I eat breakfast. I feel calm. I listened. And slowly, my mind relaxed. The words were not complicated, but they were real. They were the kind of sentences I wanted to say in my daily life. I closed my eyes. And just like that, I was asleep. That night, I learned something important. The best sleep English is simple daily English. Sentences about your morning, your feelings, your routine. Things like, I get up. I go to the kitchen. I drink water. I feel peaceful. I am learning English. These sentences may look small, but they are powerful. Why? Because they are true for your life. They are sentences your brain understands. And when your brain hears them again and again, in a soft, sleepy state, it starts to accept them. It remembers them not just as words, but as part of your world. Another thing that helped me was stories. Not action stories. Not scary stories. But gentle stories. Stories with short sentences and kind voices. For example, she wakes up. She looks outside. The sky is blue. She smiles. She feels happy. These small stories are like dreams for the brain. They are not full of big ideas. They are full of feeling. And feeling is the secret. The brain remembers better when it feels something. A smile. A peaceful moment. A quiet thought. These are things that stay with us, even after sleep. I also found something beautiful. Affirmations. These are short, powerful sentences that give you strength. Things like, I am learning every day. My English is getting better. I can speak with confidence. I believe in myself. When I heard these affirmations at night, something changed in my heart. I didn't just listen to English. I listened to kindness. I listened to belief. And when I woke up, I felt stronger. not just as a student, but as a person. Now, every night, I make a small choice. I don't scroll my phone. I don't watch something loud. I simply choose one thing. A slow, soft English video with easy sentences and calm emotion. That's it. That's enough. I play it. I close my eyes. I let the words float around me. Sometimes it's a story. Sometimes it's daily routine phrases. Sometimes it's just someone talking kindly to me. It doesn't matter. What matters is that it's peaceful and true. So if you're not sure what to listen to tonight, here's my advice. Start simple. Start soft. Start with your life. Listen to English that talks about waking up, making tea, looking at the sky, taking a walk, feeling calm. Listen to words that match your day, and let them sink into your mind like soft music. You don't need hard English to grow. You need real English. Gentle English. English that feels like a friend, not a teacher. Choose that, and your sleep will not just rest you. It will teach you. And tomorrow morning, when you wake up, don't be surprised if one of those sentences is waiting for you, like a little gift from your dreams. Chapter 5. The Power of Repeating Sentences at Night. When I started listening to English while I slept, something strange and beautiful happened. It wasn't the big, hard words that stayed in my mind. It wasn't the grammar rules or the complicated explanations. It was the simple sentences, the ones that repeated again and again. I am learning English. I feel calm. This is a book. I didn't try to memorize them. I didn't even know I was learning them. But the next morning, they were still there, inside me, like soft echoes in my heart. That's when I learned the secret. Repetition is the key, especially at night. You see, your brain loves patterns. It remembers things it hears often. It doesn't care if the words are big or small. It cares if the message is clear and repeated. When you hear the same sentence 5 times, your brain starts to recognize it. When you hear it 10 times, your brain begins to hold it. When you hear it 20 times, even while sleeping, it becomes a part of you. Not just as sound, but as meaning, as memory, as something real. I used to think, why listen to the same sentence again and again? Isn't that boring? But now I know, boring is good. Repetition is powerful. Repetition is how children learn. They hear the same story every night. They sing the same song again and again. They say the same words every day, and that's why they learn fast. They don't get bored. They feel safe. They feel familiar. They feel strong. And adults can learn the same way, especially during sleep. At night, I would play one short video. It only had 5 or 6 simple sentences. But those sentences repeated again and again for 15 minutes. At first, I didn't think much about it. I was half asleep. But in the morning, I started saying those sentences without thinking. I didn't study them. I didn't write them. I just heard them, many times, in a peaceful voice. And they stayed. That's when I knew I had found something special. Let me give you an example. One night, I listened to this sentence. I am not afraid to speak English. It played slowly, softly, again and again. I don't know how many times. Maybe 20. Maybe more. I was already asleep when the video ended. But the next day, when I looked in the mirror, those words came to my mouth. I said, I am not afraid to speak English. And I believed it, because it didn't feel like someone else's sentence anymore. It felt like mine. That is the real power of repeating sentences at night. You don't just learn the sentence. You become it. The words move from your ears to your heart, from your memory to your voice. You don't try to remember. You just remember. And you don't speak with fear. You speak with trust, trust that was built slowly in the silence of sleep. Now, every night, I choose 5 or 6 simple sentences. I make sure they are sentences I want in my life. Sentences like, I speak English with confidence. Every day I improve. English is my friend. I can understand and be understood. I don't choose hard grammar or rare vocabulary. I choose life sentences. Sentences that fit my morning, my routine, my dream. Then I listen. I let them play. I close my eyes. And I let them repeat until my brain takes over. If you're not sure what to repeat, start with your own story. What do you want to say every day? What sentence gives you courage? What words make you feel strong? Use those. Write them down. Record them. Or find videos that say them clearly and slowly. Then press play. Let them enter your dreams. Let your brain hold them for you. You don't need 100 new words every night. You need 5 real sentences, repeated again and again, until they feel like a part of you. Until you wake up one morning, look at yourself, and say them without fear, without thinking, without effort. That's not just learning. That's transformation. So tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself, what do I want to hear 20 times? What do I want to believe? What words will help me tomorrow? Choose them. Repeat them. Sleep with them. And when you wake up, they will be yours. Chapter 6. English while you sleep, but with emotion. One night, I tried something new. I didn't just play English sentences. I played a story. It was slow. It was simple. It was about a boy who walked in a quiet village. He saw a flower. He smiled. The wind touched his face. He looked at the sky. He felt free. The words were easy, but something about the story touched me deeply. As I lay in bed with my eyes closed, I didn't just hear English. I felt it. I felt the peace. I felt the boy's smile. I felt the soft wind, even though I was not in that village. And that's when I realized something very powerful. Emotion is the magic in sleep learning. We often think learning is only about the brain, but it's not. It's also about the heart, the feelings, the connection. The memory becomes strong when the moment feels real. You don't remember every sentence your teacher said in class, but you remember the time someone said something kind to you. You remember how it made you feel. That's what emotion does. It makes things stay inside you. And when you connect emotion to English, especially at night, your brain holds it longer and deeper. From that night on, I stopped choosing random sentences. I started choosing English that made me feel something. Peace, hope, joy, calm. I looked for slow stories with beautiful images, a walk in the garden, a girl reading under a tree, a family having tea in the evening light. I didn't just want English words. I wanted English feelings. Because those feelings stayed with me through the night. And when I woke up, they stayed in my mind like soft music that never ended. There is something beautiful that happens when you feel something in your sleep. The sentence becomes more than a sound. It becomes a picture in your mind. A little dream in English. For example, one night I listened to this sentence. She opened the window, and the sky was pink. It repeated many times. And in my sleep, I saw that pink sky. I saw the open window. I felt the air. I didn't plan to imagine it. It just came. And the next day, that sentence felt so real. I could say it with my eyes open, but still see the sky from my dream. That's why emotional English is so powerful for sleep. When your heart is touched, your brain listens better. It's not about big grammar. It's about soft stories. It's about kindness. It's about peace. And in your dreams, Peace is the best teacher. I also started adding soft music behind the stories. Not loud music, just gentle sounds, like rain or ocean waves or birds in the morning. These sounds made me relax. They made the words feel more alive. The English became part of a bigger feeling, and my sleep became deeper, calmer, sweeter. I didn't just learn English. I started to dream in it. Not always, but sometimes. And those dreams felt like small miracles. So now, when someone asks me, what is the best English to listen to while sleeping? I say this: listen to English that makes you feel something. A soft story, a peaceful voice, a kind message, something that feels like home in another language. Because your brain remembers what your heart feels. Maybe tonight, you can try this. Close your eyes. Press play on a slow English story. Don't worry about the meaning. Don't try to understand every word. Just feel. Let the story enter your heart. Let the words paint a picture in your dreams. Let your emotions be your teacher. Because emotion is not the opposite of learning. It is the heart of learning. And when you wake up, you will remember not just words, but feelings. And those feelings will help you speak from a deeper place. A place where language is not just knowledge, it is life. Chapter 7. Creating a peaceful English sleep routine. Sleep learning changed my life, but not just because of the English. It changed my life because it changed my nights. Before, my nights were full of noise. My phone, my thoughts, my stress, all of it followed me into bed. I would scroll, I would worry, I would think about all the things I didn't do. My body was in bed, but my mind was still awake. And I didn't rest. I didn't grow. I just survived the night. But then I started something small, a sleep routine with English. A routine that was quiet, gentle, and beautiful. And everything changed. A peaceful English sleep routine is not about being perfect. It's not about doing 100 things. It's about making your evenings soft, like a song that gets slower and slower before silence. You don't need fancy tools. You don't need a study desk. You just need a little time, a little space, and a little love for your language journey. You start with one simple decision. Tonight, I will listen to soft English before I sleep. My routine begins before I even touch my phone. First, I dim the lights. I turn off the bright screens. I tell my brain, the day is ending. Let's slow down now. Then I wash my face with warm water. I feel the tiredness go away. I brush my teeth. I stretch my arms. I put on clean clothes. I make myself comfortable. These little things are not just for the body. They are for the mind. They are signals. Signals that tell my brain, it's time to rest and to learn softly. Then, I prepare my sleep English. I don't choose in a hurry. I take a minute to find something that feels good. Not too long. Not too hard. Just right. A calm voice. Simple sentences. Maybe a bedtime story. Maybe a soft affirmation video. Maybe a list of daily phrases. Something I already know, or something I want to feel. I check the volume. Not too loud, not too soft. I make sure the voice is clear. I don't want to fight with the sound. I want to float with it. Then I lie down. I take a deep breath. I put my phone on the side, not in my hand. I close my eyes. I press play. And I let go. Sometimes I fall asleep in 5 minutes. Sometimes I listen longer. It doesn't matter. I don't try to control it. I let the routine take care of me. Because that's what a good routine does. It holds you. It guides you. It gives your brain a soft path to follow every night. The same steps, the same sounds, the same rhythm. And with time, Your brain starts to expect it, to welcome it, to love it. One night, I forgot to do my routine. I was busy. I went to bed late. I didn't listen to English. I just slept. The next morning, I woke up feeling something was missing. I didn't feel bad. I just felt empty, like I had missed a meeting with my best friend. That's when I knew this routine was no longer just a habit. It was part of me. Now, my brain knows. When the light goes down, when the water touches my face, when the soft voice plays, it's time to learn. But not with pressure, not with stress, with peace, with kindness, with love for English. I also learned that a routine helps you stay on the path. We all have busy days. Some days are noisy. Some days we forget things. But a routine waits for you. It doesn't need you to be perfect. It just needs you to show up, to press play, to lie down, to listen. That's all. If you don't have a routine yet, you can start tonight. It can be simple. Just choose 3 steps. Maybe brush your teeth, stretch, then listen. Or change into soft clothes, dim the light, then play a slow English story. Whatever feels good to you. Repeat it every night. Let it become your safe place, your soft classroom, your time for calm and growth. Because the truth is, your brain learns best when it feels safe. And your sleep routine can be that safe space. A space where there are no mistakes, no tests, just words, just rest, just learning, slowly, silently, beautifully. And every morning, you will rise, not just rested, but a little stronger, a little wiser, a little more fluent. All because of one small, peaceful routine. Chapter 8. What I learned after 30 nights of sleep learning. When I began my sleep learning journey, I wasn't sure what to expect. I didn't have a big goal. I didn't expect to speak perfect English in 1 week. I just wanted to try something gentle, something kind, something possible. My days were full, my mind was tired, but my dream to speak English was still alive. So I gave my nights to learning, quietly, softly, without pressure. And I told myself, let's just do this for 30 days. 1 short month, 1 new habit, 1 small experiment. And what happened surprised me. The first few nights felt quiet and strange. I listened to slow sentences, simple phrases, peaceful voices. Some nights I fell asleep quickly. Other nights I stayed awake longer. But I didn't stop. I didn't ask for big results. I just listened. I trusted the process. And then, something began to change. Not loudly, not fast, but clearly. I started remembering more. Not everything, but enough to feel the shift. After about 1 week, I noticed something small. When I woke up, a few English words stayed in my head. Sometimes it was, I feel good today. Sometimes it was, I will speak English with joy. They were not complex, but they were real. They came to me without effort. I didn't study them. I didn't repeat them in the morning. But they were there, waiting for me like a soft good morning. And that gave me hope. By the 2nd week, I noticed I was more comfortable with English sounds. Before sleep learning, English sometimes felt heavy in my ears. Fast, unclear, too big for my mind. But now, the words started to feel familiar. The sounds became smoother. Even if I didn't understand every sentence, I didn't feel fear. I felt peace. It was like my brain had made a quiet friendship with the language. And this friendship was growing, every night, little by little. In the 3rd week, I tried something new. I started talking to myself in the morning using the same sentences I heard at night. It was amazing. The words came out more naturally. This is my room. I like to learn English. Today I will listen more. These were not textbook lines. These were living sentences, born in my dreams and spoken in my day. My speaking became softer. My hesitation became smaller. My fear became quieter. Not gone, but softer. And I felt brave. By the fourth week, I knew something had changed inside me. Not just in my brain, but in my emotions. I no longer said, I don't have time to learn. I said, I have all night to learn peacefully. I didn't fight with English. I danced with it. I slept with it. I lived with it. It became a part of my world, not just in books, but in my bed, in my breath, in my dreams. And the best part? I started to believe in myself. Before, I always felt behind. Other people spoke better. Other students learned faster. But after 30 nights of quiet practice, I stopped comparing. I saw my own path, my own way, my own rhythm. I realized that sleep learning wasn't about speed. It was about connection, trust, love for the language, and love for myself as a learner. Now, when people ask me, did sleep learning really work for you? I smile. I say yes, but not in the way you think. It didn't make me fluent in 1 month, but it made me consistent, calm, confident. It gave me a routine, a voice, a feeling of progress. It made English feel like a warm light in the dark, and that is more than enough. So if you're thinking of trying this, do it. Don't worry if you don't understand everything. Don't worry if you fall asleep too fast. Just press play. Close your eyes. Trust your brain. Give it time. Give it 30 nights. And then look at yourself again. You might see a quiet miracle, a peaceful change, a deeper connection to English than ever before. You don't need to rush. You just need to rest with English by your side. Chapter 9. Mistakes I Made with Sleep Learning. When I talk about sleep learning, it often sounds easy. Peaceful nights, soft sentences, quiet progress. And yes, it is gentle. But it's not perfect. Nothing is perfect. I want to tell you the truth. I made mistakes. Small ones. Repeated ones. But important ones. At first, I didn't notice them. I thought, I'm listening to English while I sleep. That's enough. But after some time, I saw something was not working. I was doing the right thing in the wrong way. And that taught me so much. Not about quitting, but about adjusting, growing, being honest with myself. So in this chapter, I will share those mistakes with you. Not to scare you, but to help you feel strong when things don't go perfectly. Because they won't. And that's okay. One mistake I made was using the wrong kind of content. In the beginning, I thought, any English is good. So I played fast podcasts, long grammar lessons, even English news. I thought more words meant more progress. But I was wrong. Those videos didn't help me sleep. They kept me awake. The voices were too fast. The information was too much. My brain was busy trying to understand. I didn't relax. I didn't rest. And in the morning, I felt tired, not better. That's when I learned. Sleep learning must feel soft, not strong. Slow, not smart. Kind, not complex. Your brain needs rest and rhythm, not noise. Another mistake I made was using too many different videos. Each night, I picked something new. I thought variety would help me learn faster. But it didn't. My brain had no pattern to follow. It didn't have time to remember anything deeply. It heard one sentence one night and never again. So nothing stayed. I realized the secret was not new content. It was repeated content. The same slow story. The same 5 sentences. Again and again. That's how children learn. That's how dreams remember. That's how English grows quietly. I also made a mistake with sound volume. Sometimes it was too loud. Sometimes it was too soft. If it was loud, I couldn't sleep well. I kept waking up. I felt annoyed instead of calm. If it was too quiet, I couldn't hear anything at all. My brain didn't catch the sentences. I had to find the sweet spot. Not loud, not low, just soft and clear, like someone whispering kindly in the next room. It took time, but I learned how to find the right sound for my space, my ears, my comfort. Another thing I struggled with was trying to be perfect. I told myself, you must listen every night without missing. I became strict, and when I missed a night, I felt guilty. I thought, maybe I broke the habit. Maybe I failed. But now I know, that was a mistake too. You don't need to be perfect. You just need to return. Even if you miss one night, or 2 nights, or 10 nights, it's okay. The journey is still yours. The progress is still alive. Come back. Press play. Begin again. That is success. There were times when I tried to do too much. I played 3 or 4 videos in one night. I tried to fill my sleep with English from start to finish. But that was not helpful. It made me feel overwhelmed. I didn't rest. My dreams were full of noise. I felt tired in the morning. I realized that more is not always better. Sometimes one short video, with love, with peace, with good energy, is more powerful than hours of mindless noise. And maybe the biggest mistake I made was not believing in the small changes. I expected big results in one week. I wanted to wake up fluent. But that didn't happen, and I started to doubt. I thought, maybe this doesn't work. But I was wrong. It did work. Just not fast. Not loud. But slowly. Quietly. Night after night. The words sank in. The fear went down. The confidence went up. I just had to believe in the small wins. Now, I accept my mistakes. I smile at them. Because they were not failures. They were teachers. They showed me how to sleep better, listen better, and grow better. They taught me patience, kindness, trust in my process. So if you make mistakes, good. You're learning. You're living. You're growing. Don't stop. Adjust. Breathe. Begin again. English is not a race. It's a relationship. And sleep learning is your peaceful path. Even with mistakes, you are still moving forward. Chapter 10. Combine sleep learning with daytime practice. Sleep learning is beautiful. It is soft. It is quiet. It feels like growing a flower in the dark. But even the most beautiful flower needs sunlight. It needs care. It needs space to rise in the morning. That's why I learned something important. What you hear at night must be used in the day. Sleep learning is not the full story. It's the beginning, the dream, the whisper. But to speak English in real life, you must also practice in the light. And when you combine your sleepy listening with your waking words, something powerful happens. The sentences become alive. At first, I didn't understand this. I thought, I'm listening every night. Isn't that enough? But after 2 weeks, I felt stuck. The words were in my head, but not in my mouth. I remembered them, but I didn't say them. And I asked myself, why? And the answer came. I was not using what I learned. The seeds were in the soil, but I was not giving them sunlight. That's when I changed something simple. I started speaking the same sentences in the morning that I heard at night. It was easy. No pressure. Just a few minutes after waking up. I would stretch, sit up, and say one sentence out loud. I am learning English. Then another. Today, I will speak with joy. These were the same sentences I had heard in my sleep. And saying them out loud felt natural. Like I wasn't learning something new. I was remembering something familiar. My voice was soft. My confidence was low. But my heart was open. And that was enough. Soon, it became my little ritual. I listened at night. I spoke in the morning. I wrote one sentence in my notebook. I looked in the mirror and said it again. I whispered it in the kitchen. I repeated it while brushing my teeth. These were not grammar lessons. These were real-life moments. Sleep gave me the language. The day gave me the voice. And together, they made me grow. I learned that the brain holds on to words it uses. Not just hears. Not just sees. But uses. And using doesn't have to mean speaking to others. You can speak to yourself. You can write in a diary. You can make a video. You can say, "This is my spoon," or "I like sunny weather." These small sentences, spoken after a night of sleep listening, feel deeper. They stay longer. They come easier. Because they are no longer strangers. They are friends. One beautiful thing I discovered was that my mistakes became fewer. When I repeated sleep-learned sentences during the day, I made fewer errors. Why? Because my brain had already practiced the structure, the sound, the flow. My tongue had already felt it during sleep. And in the day, it simply remembered. It felt like I wasn't trying. I was just expressing what was already inside me. I also noticed my confidence rising. Not in a big, loud way, but in a quiet, real way. I wasn't afraid of simple conversations. I wasn't afraid to speak to myself. I wasn't afraid to say, "I don't know this word," because I knew I had other words I could use. Sleep had given me a soft foundation. The day helped me build on it, one brick at a time. So now, every morning, I begin with gratitude. I thank the night for teaching me gently. And I thank the day for letting me practice freely. And I tell myself, English is not something I do. It's something I live. If you're learning through sleep, remember this. Use what you hear. Don't just listen and forget. Speak it. Write it. Feel it again with your eyes open. Turn it into part of your daily routine. Even one sentence. Even 1 minute. That is enough to connect your dreams to your reality. You are not just learning English at night. You are preparing your brain to speak with confidence during the day. And that is the real magic. Chapter 11. My favorite sleep sentences you can use tonight. After many nights of trying different English videos, listening to stories, affirmations, and simple phrases, I began to notice something. Some sentences stayed with me longer. Some sentences came back to me in the morning. And some sentences felt like they were written just for me. They were not difficult. They were not fancy. But they were powerful. They helped me feel calm. They helped me feel strong. They helped me believe in my English journey. Even when I was tired, even when I felt slow, I started collecting those sentences. I wrote them down. I repeated them softly at night. And now, I want to share them with you. Because maybe they can help you too. These are not just practice sentences. These are sleep sentences. Sentences for your heart, not just your head. Sentences that are gentle and full of hope. You don't need to study them. You don't need to understand every word. Just listen. Repeat slowly. Let them live inside you. Let them grow with you. In your dreams, in your breath, in your daily life. One of my favorite sentences is, "I am learning English every day." It's simple. It's true. And when I hear it at night, my brain feels proud. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to continue. This sentence reminds me that every little effort counts, even in sleep. Another one I love is, "English is becoming easier for me." I say this with a small smile. Because it's true. Not suddenly. Not all at once. But slowly, step by step, English becomes less scary. less confusing, more friendly, more natural. Here's another one that helped me during hard days. I don't need to be perfect. I just need to try. This sentence felt like a friend, a quiet, kind friend who sat beside me and said, "It's okay." Because learning a language is not about being perfect. It's about being present, being brave, trying again and again without fear. There are also sentences for confidence. I can speak English. I am not afraid of mistakes. I have words inside me. When I hear these at night, they go deeper than my mind. They go to my heart. They change the way I see myself. I stop thinking like a beginner. I start feeling like a speaker. I also use daily life sentences because they prepare me for small real-life moments. Sentences like, "This is my bed. I wake up and drink water. I am ready for a new day." These may sound simple, but when you hear them again and again during sleep, they become automatic. You see your bed and say, "This is my bed." You pour water and say, "I drink water." No thinking, just speaking. That's fluency. One special sentence I listen to every night is, "English is my friend." I love this sentence because it changes my relationship with the language. I don't fight with it. I don't fear it. I walk with it. I smile with it. And that helps me stay connected, even on days when learning feels slow. So here's what I do. I pick 5 or 6 of these sentences. I repeat them before sleep. I listen to them softly, again and again. I let them enter my mind like a lullaby. Some nights I whisper them. Some nights I just hear them. But always, I trust that they are working inside me. Tonight, you can try this too. Choose a few of the sentences below, or use your own. Say them out loud, or listen to them in a slow voice. Here are some you can start with. I am learning English every day. I don't need to be perfect. I feel calm and ready. I can understand more and more. English lives inside me. I believe in my progress. You don't need to say all of them. Just pick the ones that speak to you, the ones that feel warm and real. And then, close your eyes. Breathe. Listen. Let the sentences flow. Let them become part of your dreams. And when you wake up, don't be surprised if one of them is already in your heart, waiting for you, like a quiet gift from the night. Chapter 12. Sleep learning is real, and you can start tonight. After many nights, many sentences, and many quiet moments, I can say this with love and truth. Sleep learning is real. It's not a trick. It's not a shortcut. It's a gentle path. A beautiful, slow road that helps English become a part of your heart, without pain, without stress, and without needing hours of hard study. You don't need to do everything perfectly. You don't need to learn 100 words each day. You don't need to speak like a native speaker tomorrow. What you need is peace, trust, repetition, and a few quiet minutes before you sleep. Sleep learning is not about speed. It's about connection. It's about giving your brain the chance to hear English without fear. To hear it again and again, softly, gently, until it becomes familiar, until it becomes part of your dreams, your thoughts, your emotions. You may not feel the change after one night, or even after 1 week. But if you stay with it, if you listen every night, even for 10 minutes, you will feel the change. Not in your test scores, but in your confidence, in your rhythm, in the way you wake up and think in English, just a little bit more each time. Many people ask me, is it really possible to learn while sleeping? And I say, yes, but not like magic. Like music. You don't listen to music once and become a musician. You hear it again and again. It becomes part of your body, your breath, your energy. And language is the same. When you listen to soft English stories while you sleep, you are giving your brain a gift of rhythm, of words, of comfort, and those words stay with you. They are there when you brush your teeth, when you walk to work, when you look in the mirror. You start to say things like, "Today is a good day. I am learning. I can do this." And you mean it. I remember my first night. I was unsure. I didn't know if it would work. I didn't understand every word. But I pressed play. I listened. I rested. And something inside me changed. Slowly, quietly, but truly. And night after night, I kept going. I didn't force myself. I just made it a habit. Like brushing my teeth. Like closing my eyes. I gave English a place in my sleep. And it gave me something back. Strength, belief, and the calm power to speak without fear. You can do the same. You don't need special tools. You don't need perfect grammar. You just need one decision. Tonight, before bed, don't scroll your phone. Don't fill your mind with noise. Choose one soft English story. One simple video. One gentle voice. Press play. Lie down. Close your eyes. And let your brain do what it was made to do. Listen. Feel. Remember. You may not notice the change at first. But trust me, your brain notices. And one day, you will wake up and say something in English, and you will smile. Because you didn't memorize it. You became it. Through sleep. Through rest. Through kindness. So let this be your new bedtime story. A story of courage. Of quiet learning. Of gentle growth. Tonight is not the end of your learning. It's the beginning of a new way. A way that fits your life. A way that respects your tiredness. A way that brings English into your heart, with your eyes closed and your dreams open. Start tonight. Just one small step. Just one short video. Just one calm moment. And tomorrow, you will wake up a little different. A little stronger. A little brighter. And a little more fluent.